Hello, lovelies. Lesley, not quite enough distance. Yes, we're back to that old nonsense again. Vlogmas, schmogless. Who cares? How are we? This is the hair of someone who's been out in the wind and the rain today. Hope everyone's well. Hope everyone had a good time, be it Christmas or any other celebrations, or none at all, but enjoying the day off if that's what you had. If you were working, thank you. Hope everyone's all right. So let's run through the week. So I last put the Vlogmas up on Christmas Eve. So Christmas Day, if you've seen the month end podcast, you'll see the lovely yarny presents I got. It's a very spoiled girl. And yeah, we went for a curry for lunch. Very nice food. Slow service. Was quite slow. It wasn't a problem, you know, we weren't in a rush. They were very busy. They were working very, very hard. The restaurant was also offering takeaways and deliveries, so the kitchen staff were absolutely going 19 to the dozen, which caused a bit of a delay, particularly with our starter. By the time that came, we were like, we're getting pretty hungry now. But the food was excellent, so that's good. It was beginning to feel like I was spending all day in the restaurant, which hadn't taken my knitting with me. That'll teach me. So that was Christmas Day. Boxing Day, everyone cleared off and left me alone. It was wonderful. So we'd had brother-in-law, sister-in-law and nephew here on Christmas Day. Boxing Day, brother-in-law and himself went off to watch football. And because there was no public transport, or certainly no trains coming as far to the coast as we live, he was staying with them that night. They're on a line which connects to one of the airports, so they have more regular railway connections. So yes, the two boys, I call them boys because mentally they are, went to the football, and sister-in-law and nephew went to visit her mother for the day. So I was left to sort out bedding, get my office back to being an office, and just chillax, which is pretty much what I did. So that was Boxing Day, which was Sunday. And then the weather has been pretty grotty, so not been ideal for thinking, oh well, let's take the dog for a nice walk or something. It's not been walking for pleasure sort of weather. Tuesday, put the podcast up, so here's me editing it. And if you're a subscriber, you'll have had a notification that that's there for your viewing delight. Yeah, so that was longer than I thought it would be. I thought it would be quite a quick one, but I guess with the year-long summary of everything I'd made and the stuff I'd made for Christmas that I hadn't talked about on other on the Vlogmas because they were going to other people, then yeah, it was longer than I thought. Yeah, that's all. So that went up on Tuesday. Yesterday, had a Zoom chat with a friend who I used to work with her. She then moved to Australia for a few years, and at one point we went to Australia and we saw them while we were there, which was great. She now lives in France with her family. So we had a Zoom chat yesterday, it was great to catch up. It's one of those, we really should do this more often situations, because it had been months and months since we last spoke together. So yeah, really lovely to catch up with her. So that was good. And then after that, fell asleep in the armchair for about 2 hours. Oh, I do love a nap. And it was the first time I really felt as if I'd relaxed. So this break was needed because I just needed to kind of crash, which is what I did after that call. So that was rather nice. Yeah, and then today, also yesterday afternoon, because we'd had a curry, this is one of my Lesley's a Genius stories, because we'd had a curry on Christmas Day, we hadn't had a traditional roast lunch, which I quite fancied. So I'd got a little turkey joint, and I said to Rich, we'll do that Wednesday. One of the components of that meal is stuffing. So the day before, when I've made some pasta for dinner, I'd made sure to keep aside a white onion because I think it looks better in the stuffing than the red onion. And stuffing I always make from scratch. I never use a packet mix or anything like that. I always follow my dear old mum's recipe. So breadcrumbs, onion, sage, egg to bind it, and quite often put some sausage meat in it to give it a richer flavour, and it bogs it out and gives it a bit more body. So I'd done all this in the food processor: breadcrumbs, sage, sausage, egg to bind it, salt and pepper. Into the greased dish, put it in the oven, and then realised the onion was still sitting on the side. It tasted better than it deserved to. The fact, I think, that it had the sausage meat in added quite a bit to the flavour, and there was quite a lot of sage in it. So yes, it was fine, but it wasn't as it should be. I had barely left the house for a few days, which on one level really doesn't bother me, because I have been crafting and catching up with vlogmases and podcasts and been more than happy to do that. But I got to the stage where I thought I really need to kind of just leave the house. So we went down to the seafront today, and it was a real blow the cobwebs away type walk. It was very blowy, tad windy, and yeah, it really did blow the cobwebs away. Quite damp as well. We sort of walked along and then walked back, and walking back, there's this debate going on between himself and I. Is this rain, or is this just the fog and mist from the sea blowing at us? We don't know, and it really doesn't matter, because either way we just got wet. So, but it was nice. I don't mind. I mean, it's different if it's absolutely teeming down with rain and high wind, but if it's just a kind of damp, blustery day, I don't mind that at all. That it does feel like it's invigorating. Yeah. So that was today, and then I finished my rocket tea. Yay! So at the end I put some footage of it blocking. I soaked it and it's blocking. Yeah, so it's been almost a year and a half in the making. I will put all the details into the month-end podcast for the end of January. Huge thank you to Valerie, who was the provider of the pattern and most of the yarns. So thank you, Valerie, for that incredibly generous gift. Thank you. The sweater is now finished, and yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. It's looking good. So modifications, of course, because it's what I do, but I will go through those with the month-end podcast, so you'll have, if you're interested, you'll find out about those at the end of January. I think that's going to be it for this week, because most of my week has been spent watching YouTube videos and knitting, which I'm sure we're all okay with, but it doesn't make for interesting viewing. So that's about it. But next week, I'm back at work from Tuesday. I have been getting some emails and messages, and I said I would respond to emails, so the diary is filling up for January, which is relief. So yes, we'll be working again from Tuesday, hitting the ground running. But that's it for this week. So I just would like to take the opportunity to wish you all a very happy New Year. We're not big ones for New Year's Eve celebrations around here, especially this year, same as last year really. You don't want to go where too many people are. And I have a real problem with enforced jollity, and you've got to have a good time because it's New Year's Eve. Well, yeah, you might not be feeling it, so don't like to force emotions or try to force emotions onto anyone. So that will be a quiet one with us. Yeah, like it is every year. We've had some great New Year's Eves because they've been great evenings with people that we like, not because of the date. So, you know, we're not anti under non-COVID circumstances, if we'd been invited along to something, we'd have gone, we'd have had a nice time. But we're not there being jolly because we have to be. Not very good at that. So, but that is just one evening. What it's signifying is the start of the new year. So I wish you all a happy new year. Last year, I think because 2020 had been so weird, and to coin the phrase, the word of the times, so unprecedented, I can only speak for myself, but I was sort of spent the first 5 or 6 months waiting for things to happen, waiting for things to get back to normal or become the new normal, whatever that is. And suddenly we were halfway through the year and you think, oh, this is it then. So hopefully not going to do that this year, and if opportunities come up to do things that we can do safely, we'll do them. And if not, we'll try and kind of make opportunities for things to do. But whatever happens, I wish you all the best. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being part of this bit of the tinterwebs, the crafting world, and I really do appreciate your company. So thank you very much. Happy New Year. Take care, and I'll see you next week. Cheers. Bye-bye. So here we go. Here is my rocket tee pinned out. Haven't pinned the sleeves because I reckon they'll pretty much block as I wear them. I just wanted to block the body to even out the stitches and to make sure it all sat nicely, which I think it's doing. So there we go. Good job we haven't got anyone sleeping in the spare bed this week. I'd have had to wait, and that would never do. Just one last thing before I forget. Someone asked, I think it was Knitting Bandit with the fabulous blue avatar, gorgeous colours, asked about the little speed weave I use when I'm darning. So I've put in some footage of me darning a tear. I'm not great at this, so it's not terribly neat. Other people probably do it much better than I do, but hopefully it gives an idea of how the little gadget works.